Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my Week 11 reviews of CFL action. We only got 3 games this week, not the usual 4, but without further ado, we'll get right into it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for 600 subscribers. It means Zach a lot. It means me and Zach quite a lot. And yeah, we'll get right into this, starting with Winnipeg versus Edmonton. All right, so a game that doesn't look like, if you didn't watch the game and just looked at the score, it looks like a game that wasn't close but wasn't a blowout. But really it was a really close game for, like, the Bombers. The Bombers almost blew this one. Let's be completely honest here. Obviously we ended up with 26-16, but the Bombers had a decent lead, about 10-ish points, the amount that they won by, going into the fourth quarter, in third quarter, sorry, where Edmonton got some points, and really, I think they tied the game at this point. It was like 16-16, and then the Bombers almost throw an interception, and if that interception if the guy had actually caught it, we could be talking about the Bombers possibly losing this game. This is, the Bombers, as much as it's one of those things where at the end of the day, they got the win, they got what they needed, they got what they wanted. I really think that they need to, they just got to play better, being completely honest, if they want to keep up the streak that they have, because there's no reason that they can't. Kicking was subpar. However, there's a solution to that, which we will get into in the Week 12 previews. Oliveira went in after Harris went down, and it didn't look like he was really injured. It looked like it was more of a precautionary thing where he got kind of rattled up, and they're like, you know what? It's against Edmonton. We don't need Harris. Oliveira's great. We can put him in, and he played just fine. There's no problems with him. And Cornelius played all right for Edmonton. I don't think he was that much worse than Harris. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a guy that Edmonton can roll with going forward. But it'll be interesting to see how that really pans out when Edmonton becomes a true contender. But yeah, this game I feel like was way too close. But anyways, that'll bring us into our next game, which is Montreal versus Ottawa. All right, so this game, it's funny. The first half, the first quarter seemed pretty even, and about halfway through the second quarter, it seemed pretty even as well. But then both teams really started to pick up the offense going into that second, the second half of the second quarter. Where Montreal would make an amazing 55-yard pass for the touchdown. Obviously, as you know, they traded for Trevor Harris. He was not there yet, so he wasn't playing. It was a pretty low-scoring second half with only maybe 9 points combined scored in that second half. And overall, it was a decent game. There's really not much to talk about here. Other than that really long, really amazing pass, there really wasn't anything of note, as it was a pretty average football game. So that'll bring us into our last one, which is a bit of a doozy, which is Calgary versus BC. All right, so Calgary would defeat BC 39-10. I gotta say, I was not expecting Calgary to win by nearly this much, mainly because BC has shown that they're capable of being this really this strong team that could be capable of being a contender. And I'm gonna be honest, we didn't see that at all this game. BC, and it was mainly BC's defense. They just. It was a combination of Calgary's offense playing great and BC's defense playing absolutely, atrocious that made this game what it is. You know, I don't think BC's offense was horrible. I don't think they were great, but I really think their defense is what kind of killed them this game. And Calgary took every advantage possible over them. When it comes to the problems on offense for BC, Riley had not the greatest game. It was okay. But mainly one thing that I noticed was these BC receivers were kind of standing still, and it almost looked like they were a tad unsure about their routes, because you'd see them run their route, But then they really didn't make they didn't make any moves to kind of fool the DBs, and the DBs would just step in front and catch him and go. I think he threw at least 2 interceptions this game, which by Mike Riley standards is not the greatest. So I think, but I think BC's better than that. So we'll have to see how they play against the Bombers. I'll be doing my preview of that very soon, also known as later today. I have a lot of stuff going on, but I'll get that out. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. And please stay tuned for my Week 12 previews, as well as our Jets content and Bombers content. So without further ado, I'll see you next time.